Hello, and thanks for watching Photo Time with Anderson. We already made our beautiful, oh so beautiful exposure, triangle, and lighting analysis here in Photoshop. And now what you're going to do is you're going to go to File, Save As. And this is one of those times you are going to save as a JPEG. So you're going to save it somewhere where you can find it. So in this case, I think I'm going to put it on here in users. You guys will be student. I'll go ahead and put it on my desktop, even though I have a ton of stuff on my desktop already. Okay, I've got the original name of the file in here. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to call it Anderson Exposure. And not a PSD, an actual JPEG this time. So a JPEG, okay? Anderson Exposure Save. And then I just save that on my desktop, hit save. I'm going to keep it maximum quality because I know it's not a huge file to start out with. And then I also know that I'm about to paste it into a Google Doc. And to do that on a Mac, of course, you just drag it onto that Mac. You just drag it onto the document. So I went ahead and typed up this already. So this is your name, you've got the artist, you've got the assignment title as well as the title of the artist's piece. You're going to have two quotes by the artist. I've got her name spelled wrong. Let's fix that. Leibovitz. Leibovitz. Here we go. Properly cited. Tell me where you got those quotes from. Now, here's the meat and potatoes as you are going to explain to me. The ISO, the aperture, the shutter, the light direction, the shadow direction. So light and shadow direction are a little bit similar. You're going to be looking at, let's zoom in a little bit. Let's view, zoom in so we can see view, zoom in, view, zoom in. We can zoom in here. Let's do that. Okay. So the light and the shadow direction are going to be a little bit similar because you're going to say the shadows are soft. Well, that kind of refers to the light as well. So that's okay. The type and the quality, where and why. What you really want to do with this is you want to cite your source in terms of reading this photo really closely. So when it says light, direction, type, and quality, okay, so I'm going to put in here, I'm going to type in the light is coming from a window. I can tell by the square shape when I zoom into the photograph or photo. I suppose photo is okay too. So if I actually do come in here and I click my Z, my zoom tool, I can see that that is a more angled, that's a more angled looking, well, I could say I think, but it's a more angled looking light source to me. Whereas I've seen some other photos by her which are definitely, they're more rounded looking. So, but not only is it coming from window, a window naturally is going to have soft lighting. The quality, this light is diffuse because I can clearly see many details and the shadows are soft. Now wait a minute, it sounds like I'm already talking about the shadows and that's number 5. But that's okay because I can come down here when I talk about the shadows and sort of explain in there, well, the shadows are off to the far left of the photo. So because of that, I know that the light is more front facing and I don't see much shadow in the center of the picture, because if the shadow was just coming in from the side here, then Jane Fonda would be blocking the light and Jennifer Lawrence would be in more shadow here. So I know that there's a lot more light coming in more from the forward direction. The ISO, I can say that I think it's 400 because they're indoors, and the shutter, I can explain that it's 1/125 to avoid camera blur. the aperture, if I come in here and again take that zoom tool and zoom in, I can see that this edge of the border, it looks like it's slightly out of focus, but not that out of focus. But they all look like they're in the same plane of focus. So I was gonna go. I think I actually changed it and went with f4. So I think it's somewhere between f4 and f5.6. I think both are definitely arguable. But that's my justification: is this little edge of the border here, as well as the fact that the two of them, like, we can see all this texture in the hair, sort of like receding back. The texture in the hand is all there. It's all sharp. It's all clean. It's all in focus. There's a slight blur on the background compared to the hair and the eyes. So I think that there's no way it can't be 5.6 in my opinion. So that's the justification that I'm going to put here without so many words. So write your justification, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go ahead and turn that in. And there we go.